Welcome to Whispers of the Web, where the hidden gems of the web come to life. Join us as we unravel the most fascinating tales, secrets, and discussions from across the web. Every whisper has a story. If you enjoy our journey through the whispers of the web, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the intrigue. Story number 1. I found out that my significant other has been giving me fake pictures of his brother. So, I'm 28 female, in this interesting situation with this guy, 35 male, I've been talking to for about 9 months now. Despite being from different countries, we've managed to bridge the gap effortlessly, with just a 1-hour time difference. While we've had our fair share of disagreements, we've always managed to work through them like mature adults. Honestly, this feels like my first truly healthy relationship, and I couldn't be happier about it. He comes from a family that's invested in sports, especially football. Football was his thing until a head injury forced him to retire. He's really open about his past, his culture, and his family, which I appreciate. Our conversations are some of the best I've ever had with a guy. We just click. But here's the thing, he's super private about his family, and while he shares a bunch of stories with them, he won't share any pictures of them online. His family runs a big dairy business and prefers to keep a low profile, and I totally respect that. He's not big on social media either. I may have done a bit of snooping, and only has Snapchat, where we met, and it became our primary mode of communication. Don't get me wrong, he still has YouTube and is surrounded by peers that would keep him updated with trends, memes, etc. Fast forward to a few months ago, when his best friend paid him a visit. My significant other is currently living outside his home country, and he started sharing pictures of them together, and their hangouts. I saw it as a positive sign of him opening up a bit more. Then recently, he began sharing clips and pics of his younger brother, who's also into football. But something didn't quite add up. The photos looked kinda professional, so I did some digging, and it turns out they're of a pro footballer with the same name as his brother. I was like, okay, maybe this is really his brother. But then when I compared the info he gave me to what I found while snooping, it just didn't match up at all. Now I'm stuck in this whirlwind of a situation, and it's left me feeling quite confused. Do I bring it up? And if so, how should I approach the topic? It's turned into a bit of a real-life mystery that I hadn't anticipated. For now, I'm leaning towards giving him the benefit of the doubt. His feelings seem genuine, and I'm all about trusting my gut. But man, this is eating away at me. Any thoughts or advice would be much appreciated. TLDR. I've been in a long-distance relationship with a guy for 9 months. He's open about everything except his family, which he keeps private. Recently, he shared pictures of his brother, who turns out to be a pro footballer with the same name as his brother. I'm unsure whether to confront him about it, but I'm leaning towards trusting my gut and giving him the benefit of the doubt. Edit. We've never met in person, but he mentioned wanting to visit around July. We had an argument that made him question whether he still wanted to meet me. However, we managed to work things out gradually, and now he's discussing the possibility of visiting again, though he's unsure about the timing because he's incredibly busy and his schedule is usually full. Recently, they've started planning a camp for the summer. Their summer months start around June. Can you just ask him directly? I think he may open up if you communicate directly, and tell him what you have noticed and that you think they are not really photos of his brother, or at least that you are confused. It's important not to bring it up in an accusatory way so that you can be more hopeful of his openness. I hope you're able to meet his family soon and it all works out for the best. Story number 2. How to tell the bride I'm pregnant. Ever since my best friend got engaged, she has made jokes about, specifically, me not being able to get pregnant for her wedding festivities. She has said multiple times how that me being pregnant would ruin everything. I am very nervous to tell her I am pregnant. I'm currently in my 2nd trimester and about to tell my family, but I want to tell her first cause I don't want her finding out elsewhere. I hate confrontation, but it must be done. I'm hoping she won't be upset. This doesn't change anything. I'm still going to her destination bachelorette party. I'll still be in the bars and clubs, just sober for everything, which I'm low-key excited about. I don't mind being the DD and chef. I'm going out to dinner with her and a few other close friends tomorrow. Should I tell the group? They'll know when I don't have a drink. Anyone have any suggestions on how I should tell her? Anything is greatly appreciated, and it's been nice to get this off my chest. Also note, I am 33 years old and this is my second child. I've been ready for baby number 2, and am so excited. TLDR. How to tell my BFF that I am going to be pregnant for her wedding even though she said she would be unhappy about it. It sounds like your best friend isn't a very good friend. I am sorry to say that, but if she thinks she can dictate another woman's reproductive status for her wedding, then she is delusional. If you want to remain friends with her, which it sounds like you do, then I would suggest asking her what she means when she says her wedding would be ruined, as well as how it is hurting your feelings because she knows you want another child and that you are trying. If she continues down this road of disrespect, then maybe just get through her wedding and then begin to distance yourself from her and make better friends. Congratulations on your baby. Story number 3. I, 24 female, think husbands, 25 male, reactions are unwarranted. Me and my husband have been having fights quite often recently. I've been chalking it up to the fact that we recently had a baby and are still not sleeping well. The latest argument was today. I had surgery on my hand 2 days ago. As per doctor orders, I'm not allowed to pick up anything heavier than 2 pounds. This obviously impacts my ability to take care of the baby. Husband and my mother have taken time off together to be able to support me taking care of the baby during this time. My husband got a call from his aunt, who is on vacation, to feed her cat. She lives 15 minutes away. He said he will go and feed the cat. Best case scenario, it takes him 45 minutes. Baby was in the middle of nap time at the moment, and he wanted to go while baby was sleeping. I brought up my concern and asked what I will do if baby wakes up before he comes back. He freaked out and said, "Fine, I'll wait till he wakes up and take him with me." I was thrown aback because I just wanted to discuss maybe him preparing a bottle for me so I can feed baby in the crib so I don't have to pick him up to buy me some time. But instead he shot down any possibility of conversation and got pissed off I said anything. Few minutes later our older son came to ask a question, and since husband was in a bad mood he was super short with him. Knowing my husband, he likes space, so I told him, "Okay, just go to your aunt's now and I will take care of the baby." This made him lose his mind. He started screaming and saying he wants me out of his life. I was taken aback by this harsh comment and said, "Okay, no problem, you can leave." He proceeds to say, "Okay, I give you 2 options. 1, I take the baby and you never see us again. Or 2, you stay with the kids and you'll never see me again." I will never give my kids up for anything, so I said, "Okay, if you want to leave, you can. I will not force anyone to stay in a relationship if they are not happy." He proceeded to make small comments saying, "Oh, I feel so sorry for you. You're going to be a single mom with 2 kids. I really can't live with you anymore." This is not the first time he lashed out and says really mean things and then calms down. Knowing him for 5 years, I gave him space and then tried coming to him to talk about what happened. I understand he is human and there has been a lot on his plate recently, and I am a forgiving person, maybe too forgiving. He says he doesn't want to talk, he continues being upset, and wants zero communication. My intention is to figure out what he really wants, because if he wants out, there is no reason to waste anyone's time. He can go, but this back and forth is too much. Escalating to such harsh words over something seemingly so small seems unwarranted. But maybe I am wrong? I'm just extremely confused on what to do and how to handle this. This man sounds incredibly toxic, and now that he has told you he wants out and doesn't want to talk anymore, you need to take that for what it is and plan your escape route. Please get out for the safety of yourself and your children. You sound unhappy as well, even though you do love him. It's important to create a safe and loving space for your children. Story number 4. Crying silently as I, 22 female, eat at a restaurant with my fiancé, 24 male. Am I just being unreasonable? We were both on our phones while waiting for the food to arrive. We were discussing random things from time to time, and I remembered I have to message my friend, his sister-in-law, about something I need to ask. He stopped using his phone, and I was still having a conversation with his sister-in-law when suddenly he raised his tone saying, "Who am I chatting?" I respectfully said it was his sister-in-law, and we were just chatting. He again repeated with a much higher tone, enough to hear by the table across us, his back turned against them, meaning they can see me directly. They were looking at me and talking. I stopped using my phone and quietly waited for the food to arrive. None of us were talking at this point, and when I started eating, he began mumbling words about me being overreacting, how after I get home I will be writing in my diary, how annoying and dramatic I am. This is when I started crying silently. My tears kept falling while eating. I can't see my food because my eyeglasses were full with teardrops. I've only eaten a fourth of my food, but lost my appetite and asked to go home. On our way home, while walking, he then raised his voice saying how I made him feel embarrassed because people were looking at us. I kept silent and continued to walk, because once again, people are looking at us. I went to his house and said sorry 5 minutes after he left mine, only to be told that he wasn't yelling at me, that it was his normal voice and I shouldn't be overacting and dramatic because he got embarrassed by my crying. After a total of I think 15 to 20 minutes of crying beside him and still hearing him say that he was not yelling at me, I felt myself shut down. Like I wasn't crying a while ago, my tone became normal, felt no pain at all, tears stopped all at once and I thought, screw this, screw the drive I made while crying, screw all this, and I will just take the blame just to save myself from crying. After that shutdown, I just agreed to whatever he said, me being disrespectful by using the phone, me crying and making him feel like the bad guy, me making it look like I'm the victim, me making him embarrassed, and me caring about what other people think of me. He means about the ones across us, seeing me crying. TLDR. We were both on our phones a while ago. He just stopped using his first, and I continued to use mine. For me, I wasn't disrespecting him, but to him I did disrespect him. Please tell me if I am being unreasonable and overacting and dramatic like he said. Please, I want honest opinions, because I can't sleep with this weighing me down. I am so sorry you are experiencing this kind of bullying from the man you plan to marry. You were not overacting or overreacting at all. You were not loud. You were experiencing emotions quietly. He should be embarrassed by his own actions. Please make a plan to get away from this man. He does not love you. You can tell by the way he was talking about you under his breath while you were eating. Story number 5. Hi, 44 male, got my stepson, 18 male, interested in boxing. He got suspended for standing up to his bully. And now my wife, 40 female, is very angry with me. He loves boxing, she hates it. How should I de-escalate this? Did I really mess up? My 44 male, stepson Landon, 18 male, recently told us he was being bullied at school. That night on the back porch, I taught him how to wrap his hands and throw the jab. When my wife Lucia, 40 female, and I were in bed, she said she was concerned that I'm leading him in a bad direction, but I told her I believed it was important for Landon to learn to defend himself. Despite our disagreement, Landon and I continued training. These days, we do road work, running, most mornings, and I coach him through some rounds of shadow boxing, air punching, before I drive him to school. He showed good progress and is turning into a grayed out boxer. We even bonded over his interest in a boxing anime, and I feel like we've never been closer. Recently though, he got into an altercation with his bully at school, resulting in a suspension. He broke it down for me when he got home before he told his mom, and I almost teared up. I was so proud of him. While I felt proud of his ability to stand up for himself, Lucia was upset. She knows I was bullied in high school, it's why I learned, and she said I was projecting my trauma onto this situation. This issue has strained our relationship. Lucia believes I'm living vicariously through Landon and worries about the dangers of boxing. She also thinks he should focus more on academics. On the other hand, I see boxing as a way for Landon to build confidence and discipline. I know I need to find a balance between supporting Landon and supporting my wife at the same time. I love them both so much. I told her I was open to limiting his training, or ensuring it doesn't interfere with his studies. She thinks he is going to turn into a bully and get CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. I feel like if I tell Landon he can't train anymore, he will feel betrayed. In my heart of hearts, I really don't think I was wrong for teaching him, but I feel like I was wrong somehow by not respecting my wife's perspective more. Update/edit. Thank you for the perspectives. I am going to talk to my wife and Landon and show them these comments after school today. If you want to know what happened, it's not so simple. Shane has a scooter and his friends catch Landon when he walks home from school and they push him down, take his money, pour out his books in his backpack, put a padlock on his backpack, pour Coca-Cola on him, push him into gross water. We cannot drive him because we are working. The public transport does not go to our house, which is on the town outskirts up in a hill, and the bus does not go all the way this way. My wife tried to talk to Shane's mom, and his mom says that Shane doesn't do this, and that my wife is lying. Landon is tall and skinny and does not have power, so he must run, or dodge and counter. People at school were learning that he has been training. He was walking home from school and he got surrounded by many kids. He said he dropped his backpack and tried to escape, but they pushed him back. He said that Shane, this boy in his same class but taller and bigger and stronger, told him to square up and his fists did not protect his face. Landon threw one jab to feel his reaction, so Landon throws first punch. Shane leaned far backward, still not protecting his face. He told me he used this information just like training to next throw a feint jab. Shane leans far back again, and as he comes forward, Landon hits him with a straight right in his nose, causing him tears. Shane walks at him in anger and Landon uses lateral movement to move around him in the circle. When he pivots, he throws jabs or hooks to the side of Shane's face, just like in training. Landon hits him maybe 10 times before Shane gives up because his face is swollen and bloody. Landon was never hit. I did not want to say much about this because it makes me feel proud and both ashamed. Thank you for the advice, and I will talk to Lucia and I hope we can resolve the tension. Thank you all. Thank you for joining us for today's journey through the whispers of the web. Share your thoughts and suggestions for our next adventure. If you're not yet a part of our whispering community, click the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications to never miss out on another story. Join us next time as we uncover another enthralling tale from the web. Until our next whisper.